upon the praising, worshiping saint.
So you're saying that when we worship, it literally creates an avenue. It creates that ladder to heaven.
That's exactly.
That Jacob, angels coming up, and that's what's happening when we are worshipers.
The Lord said, you just get them to praise me, and I'll heal them. They got healed. The glory of God fell on them. They got healed, and then they got saved. Then they got saved. Then they got saved.
You when you got to heaven, who was that?
Well, I was praying in my bedroom on my knees, Sid, and I went into a vision, and the next thing I knew, I was going up, 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 and I was in heaven, and I was greeted by a person. I would describe him as a tour guide who was going to show me around the heavenly realm, and it was Joseph of Cupertino. This man had a tremendous walk with the Lord, and he was known in church history as a man who would be lifted up by the Spirit and would fly. And this man took me all over heaven flying. We went around mountains, over mountains, across beautiful rivers, and we arrived in the city of God. Our feet came down, and he introduced me to somebody I have never met before. I have read about the 24 elders in the book of Revelation. He introduced me to one of the 24 elders, and he had a golden scepter in his hand that was about 6 feet long, and at the top of the scepter there was a red ruby that was cut and faceted and polished, and he took that scepter and he leaned it forward towards me, and the tip with the ruby went right into my chest. He put it right into my chest, and he said, "You haven't been sleeping good." And I said, "That's right." And he put that scepter into my chest, and I felt the love of God, the warmth of God. God's healing power went into my chest. And I know there's no time frame in heaven, but it seemed like he held it there for about 2 minutes. And he seemed like he was up to something than just more than me receiving a healing from God.